Hi everybody, welcome to this new personal English video lesson. Today we're gonna talk about Business English 101. That is, I would like to share with you the basics of doing business in English, at least in terms of vocabulary. First things first, business which equals a buyer, a business which equals a seller may have two types of buyers, as we're gonna see. So seller and buyers. A client buys services. For example, a business consultancy firm has clients, but by contrast, a manufacturing company has customers. Why? Because a customer buys goods. And that's the first distinction to make in terms of buyers, just like we mentioned. Now, when we talk about goods, but also generally speaking, when we talk about services, we're gonna see we have a transaction. In terms of goods, we have to separate in distinct moments. The moment of shipment, which is the time when the seller packs up the stuff and sends it to the customer, and the delivery. The delivery is the moment when the customer actually receives the goods, so they are at the opposite end of the process. So shipment is the sending process, and in that moment the seller is the consignor, and delivery is the moment when the goods are actually received. So and the buyers, be it the client or customer, but mostly customer I would say, is the consignee. Generally speaking, doing business is about doing transactions, and whenever we have a transaction, we have at least two moments, which are the moment of the quotation and the moment of the invoice, marking the beginning and the end of the transaction. The moment of the quotation is when the seller writes down, puts on paper on the terms of the agreement and proposes a price and estimated costs. The moment of the invoice is when the seller issues a receipt, basically stating the amount of money that has been exchanged. So in both cases, we talk about issuing these documents. This is the verb that we use for the production of the official documents. In terms of types of business, we have several types. So proprietorship is one single individual or person who has unlimited liability, that is personally responsible for debts he or she may incur in, and so on and so forth. Joint stock companies, by contrast, involve more people. They may be shareholders, meaning that they buy shares of stock, or they can be stakeholders, which means that not only do they have let's say, a financial interest in this investment, but they also have active roles within the company and the management of the company itself. These two types of holders are managed by the board of directors, but this is something that we're going to discuss next time when we're going to talk about organograms. Then we have LTD or PLC, meaning private or public limited companies. Franchising, such as, for example, mostly stores where you have a brand and this brand gives some license to other stores so as to be able to share the same name and the same products. And then we have multinational companies. They work differently from franchising businesses, because it's more about having usually headquarters and then separate branches worldwide. But again, we're gonna discuss these two different types of business next time in connections with organograms. So this is just an introduction. Until next time, when we're going to delve more in depth into the language of business English. Until then, take care and be well. Bye bye.